The body count continues.
We are getting folksy this week on The Body Count Continues.
I feel like this is where I should try an accent, but I'm not going to do that.
No, that would probably be a tad offensive.
Can you do a folksy accent?
What is a folksy accent sound like?
See, that seems like your attempt to trick me into attempting one, and I'm not going to.
No, I'm asking you to describe it. I mean,
I'm thinking like The Witch. You've seen The Witch, right? Like
I
Old
have.
English kind of thing.
I could be wrong. I kind of attribute folksy stuff to countries like Sweden and Finland and not because of the movie we watched this week.
But we are headed to Sweden today. And you said before we started, this is episode 25, right?
Yes.
What a landmark.
Yes, we are a quarter of the way to 100 episodes. And if you're
What-
still listening to us after all this time, we appreciate you,
Yeah,
all of you,
thanks.
because we do
What are we
yap a
going to
lot.
What are we going to do for the 100th episode? We need to decide. It's quite a way away.
I think we both already know what franchise we're going to dip into.
Hell yeah. Ginger Dead Man.
That's not where I was going with this.
Have you seen those movies?
I've seen a couple, but I crapped out after, I want to say 2 or maybe 3.
I understand. I think I only watched the first 3. Although there was a crossover with Evil Bong that I watched.
That was the last one I watched. And
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm a Gary Busey fan, but there's a limit to how much I can take. And Ginger Dead Man is it's like Thanksgiving or Poultrygeist. Like, it's not something I'm going to rewatch. It's absolutely stupid. Made me laugh, but not enough to go on my annual watch list.
Yeah, Full Moon Pictures works on their own level. They've got so many movies like that. I think the Evil Bong series has got like 10 movies now, something stupid.
Full Moon Pictures is a gift to the horror genre, but
They are.
the one thing that they don't have going for them, in my opinion, is rewatchability. It's like you
No.
watch it, you have a laugh, and then you move on.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I watched Evil Bong more than once was to get you to watch it.
What?
Yeah, we watched it
What?
together, remember?
We did not, did
Sure
we?
we did. Yeah, we did, yeah.
I have the memory of a goldfish, so
You were hyping up your memory before we started.
I remember certain things.
Like
And
everything I've ever done wrong. She remembers
it's like
that.
it's so selective.
Those
It's
women
true.
for you.
I remember my childhood phone number, and I don't remember what I had for breakfast 2 days ago. Like, it's just so random.
Maybe you've taken some of those Midsommar mushrooms and it's just fucked up your brain like it does. All these poor Americans / Brits. Some of the actors are British, but the characters are American, I guess.
You gave it away.
But
We
yeah,
watched
that's this week's
Midsommar
movie.
this week.
Midsommar. I always just call it Midsummer, but I guess that's wrong. But, well, I think it's supposed to be Midsommar.
I think so too. I mean, you're dipping into Shakespeare a little bit. Midsummer Night's Dream vibes. Midsummer is a word too, but I feel like
What will become of...
it would be Midsommar. Let us know how to pronounce this word. I'm curious.
I mean, we've watched the movie, and I'm pretty sure they say it in the movie a few times, so that's on us.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
I
If
think they
there's a
say when they're
name,
talking about the thesis that one of them's doing, and then the other one decides to steal the idea.
I mean, we just watched this last night, and I don't remember that, but I could be wrong. Just because I don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I know they mentioned the name of the festival,
Well, we'll get to that later.
but either way, we watched the folksy movie with Florence Pugh and her douchebag boyfriend.
I'm not going to defend him. Bad things happen to bad people sometimes, and Christian is a bad person in this movie, I would say.
He's such a prick on so many levels. When he does one shitty thing and you think this guy can't get any worse, he then gets worse.
It's the one constant of this movie. That's where it starts, and that's not quite where it ends, but it certainly feeds into the ending.
It does.
Man or bear, why not both?
I'm a big fan of this movie, but the first few minutes of the first act, it's a lot. Mental health is a big theme. Danny is depressed. She's got a lot to be depressed about.
Absolutely.
She's got a sister that's bipolar. Danny's already kind of depressed, but the catalyst for her depression, taking a nosedive off a cliff, is her sister killing their parents and herself.
Yeah, in a very dark scene.
See, that's I like that scene where they show the close up of her sister with that tube taped to her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the most memorable shots of this movie, and it happens in the first 5-10 minutes. And of course, it pans up to the laptop screen or the computer screen where Danny's messages haven't even been read. So poor Danny, she's been stressing all night trying to get in touch with her sister, trying to lean on her douchebag boyfriend for support, which he's not very good at. And it was always too late.
He's not supportive at all.
In fact, he wants to dump her, but
He does.
this
And
puts a spanner in the works.
even after the murder-suicide, she's I mean, what's the word? Distraught is not a good enough word. She's completely broken. She's got Florence Pugh has this really good visceral way of crying and screaming too, because she's kind of scream crying. Like,
Wait, wailing, maybe.
yeah, she's wailing, and it's so visceral the way that she does it, and he's holding her in his arms, and he looks fucking annoyed.
Yeah, like, oh, this is just something else to bother him about her.
Right? Like, he'd rather be anywhere else but comforting his girlfriend who has just lost her entire family. He's a fucking red flag. He seems inconvenienced by the fact that it is his job to comfort her.
Yeah, that certainly comes across very early. And he's planning on dumping her before all this happens. I'm not sure if we already mentioned that, but
Well, he's been
obviously
planning
this,
on dumping her for a while based on the conversation with his friends.
yeah, and she figures that out pretty soon because turns out that him and his friends have a trip to Sweden planned that he hasn't told her about, even though it's supposed to be happening in 2 weeks' time.
And he's trying to convince her that he hasn't fully decided that he's going yet, but he has a
He's
ticket.
going. Yeah, he's going. I was actually going to dump you and leave for Sweden, honest.
He's been trying to end things for a year. And the way he tells the story is every time he tries, something comes up. Usually something, I guess, having to do with her mental health. And then it gets to a point where he feels guilty about ending things.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He's a weak-willed man. That's clear from the start.
The one thing I do wonder about is whether or not Danny has any friends. We know she has her family or had her family. We meet her boyfriend, we meet her boyfriend's friends. But one thing that isn't clear is whether or not she has her own support system. We
Yeah,
don't
and
see any friends checking in on her.
so Christian's job, I guess.
She has become way too dependent on him. It's kind of
But
understandable.
in any case, he doesn't dump her. In fact, he ends up, again, to go back to the guilt thing, he feels kind of guilty about hiding this trip from her and ends up inviting her.
Much to the chagrin of his friends.
Yeah, and to
Who,
underline, yeah, to underline how weak-willed he is, he doesn't tell his friends until she shows up.
the worst thing about his friends, I hate his friends.
Yeah, they're douchebags too.
And they're all like, so when are you dumping her? When are you dumping her? They want this girl gone. But the worst part is that they call her abusive because
Yeah,
she needs him.
yeah, Will
The men
Poulter,
in this
you're out of
movie are the
line.
fucking worst. Abusive is just stupid. Men are so fragile.
Not me.
He ends up inviting her, and his friends are not happy. I think they thought that this was going to be like a fun boys' trip.
Yeah, well, the way they talk about it's basically like the guys in Hostel. They just want to have sex with European chicks and do drugs, have fun. Lad's holiday, really. But yeah, she shows up and it's only after she's already knocked at the door that he tells his friends that, by the way, she's coming. But he tells them that she's probably not going to come. The look of disbelief on all their faces is priceless.
Talk about ambushing someone. You hit the nail on the head. He's a weak man. He can't be honest with his girlfriend. I don't think he can be honest with anybody. Fucking man up. Just tell your friends, like, yeah, I want to break up with her, but I don't have the fucking balls. Danny, she's going through it. She's going through some trauma.
Well, she's going to go for a lot more.
She is. Well, is she? I guess we'll talk
I
about
think
this
so.
after we do our recap, but does this trip end up being healing for her? Because she's smiling at the end.
We could talk about that.
And there's a lot of questions as to why. It could be multiple reasons why, but my takeaway has always been that the trip ended up being healing for her.
So you're in the camp that says that this is essentially a good for her movie.
I don't know. It's more like things happen. She doesn't have any direct relation to these occurrences, but they just end up being good for her. I don't know. Danny doesn't do anything to anyone. She's just there. And I think ultimately all these events that unfold, I think they just benefit her. But we can unpack that later. First thing they do when they get to what is the first thing anybody does when they get to Sweden?
Drugs.
Drugs, right? I didn't think of Sweden as a mushroom country. I'm wondering if shrooms are prevalent in Sweden.
Perhaps. I don't know many Swedes, so I would just be guessing. But I mean, it's not a bad start to a trip, to go on a different kind of trip.
Christian's there
Tripception.
with Danny and his three friends, Josh, Mark, and Pelle. And Pelle is the Swedish one from this small town or commune that they're going to. And he's bringing them there for the summer festival, which I want your take on this because you know what? We're spoiling if you haven't seen this too fucking bad. This festival requires a sacrifice of 9 people. Do you think that Pelle brought his friends there knowingly to sacrifice them?
Yeah, absolutely. As does the other guy that brings 2 tourists.
All right.
Because they all die, right?
They all die, but Danny doesn't
Spoilers.
die.
Now you are spoiling. Well, she wasn't invited. That's the thing. So she's like a third wheel.
So why would you kill one of your own when
They
you have
volunteer.
Danny? No, I know, but like, why would you when you have Danny right there? She's another outsider.
Well, religious cults tend to have their own rules, don't they? And
They do.
I guess they didn't want to deviate from that, even though the plans might have needed
Yeah.
changing when she showed up. But I guess they don't.
Pele offers everybody some shrooms. Danny doesn't want to take any, but she ends up drinking some mushroom tea.
Yeah, she feels guilty when it seems like she's killing the vibes by not wanting to do it. And she ends up doing it, has a bad trip, passes out for a few hours. She wakes up and they're like, and she's like, how long was I out? They just say, we found you 6 hours ago.
That doesn't sound fun to me. I don't know. Maybe in your 20s.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have a bad trip at home. Never mind in a foreign country. Oh, that's anxiety.
Yeah, and then immediately you go on this trek through the woodlands to this commune. It's full of weird people that are all too happy. Like, it's a lot going on.
And we learn that Sweden has a tick problem. A lot of grass. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing. Swedish
Well,
tick issues. It's like Africanized bees, Swedified ticks. Watch out.
Mark is freaking out over the ticks because his uncle has Lyme disease. So he doesn't think it's a joke. Nobody else cares.
Serious, you guys.
Super serial.
And Mark is the character played by Will Poulter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this, in a way, is a really crazy sequel to We're the Millers, when you think about it. This is where he went after his boss, who went back to normal. Eyebrows.
He's the biggest douche of all of Christian's friends. Pele seems nice to Danny. He seems to be the most sympathetic to everything that she's gone through. He acknowledges her birthday. He even gives her a birthday gift. Pele seems to be on the outside of the conversation when they all get together to talk shit about Danny. Mark is the worst. Will Poulter. He's just so cruel.
Yeah, he's her biggest hater.
And Josh is somewhere in the middle. He says a few distasteful things, but so they arrive at this commune in the middle of a field. This mysterious yellow structure shaped like a triangle, or like a pyramid, like a triangle. What an idiot. There's this mysterious yellow structure that's shaped like a pyramid, but nobody's allowed in there.
Yeah, Swedish pyramids aren't as impressive as the Egyptian ones.
No.
But like, the architecture's good at least. I mean, it's
But this
Sweden.
pyramid is sacred. It's sacred. We're not allowed to know why.
It's where they keep all the rarest Legos.
Legos. Is Lego Swedish?
It's from Scandinavia, I think. I could be wrong. Usually,
IKEA is from Sweden. I know that.
yes.
I wonder if this little
What do we want?
commune was all built with an Allen key. That's something I want to know. I think Sweden's entire infrastructure depends on Allen keys. They don't have screwdrivers. They don't have, it's just the Allen key.
I mean, that's probably not true, but I'll let you have it.
I love IKEA, so thank you, Sweden. We're exploring this commune and we see some interesting folk drawings of the trimming of some pubic hair, and then someone is peeing into a cup.
Okay.
Did you missed all that?
Yeah, you've noticed more than me. I was focusing more on the story and not like the little details.
Little detail, bro. The camera pans over this banner.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that we were attending a museum. I thought we were watching a movie.
I'm not talking about something that's in the background of a scene. It's this long banner and the camera just starts at one end, hyper fucking focuses on it and pans down to the end. I'm shocked you didn't notice that.
But this is all foreshadowing.
It
It plays
is.
into the plot later. You could probably figure out why, but we'll talk about it. Nobody gets them trimmed on camera, but they show up in one of the pies. that they eat for a meal. They have weird little meals at this commune.
A lot of booze.
Yeah, they have a lot of booze. It's like they have cocktails with every meal.
You were really jealous when we were watching.
I know, right? Like, I wish I had a cocktail with every meal that I had. But
This sounds like a really fun, like, all-inclusive vacation. Go to Sweden, your meal, your drink is taken care of,
yeah,
right? And despite all the horrific things that go on, the backdrop is really, really beautiful. I wonder where they shot this.
I think it was on location.
Yeah, but I went hang on.
You want to double check?
Yeah, I'm curious. Oh, yeah, see?
I see.
It was filmed in Budapest
Nice.
on location, but
Not in Sweden.
not in Sweden. But such a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, like, you go to a Swedish religious suicide court and, it's going to go bad in the end. But for the first couple of days, it's actually pretty nice.
If it wasn't for, the cult activities that are happening, this would really be a top-tier vacation.
I mean, there are
But
worse places to go, I guess.
where they all sleep in a room together,
You had like a 2-leveled room.
a two-leveled room, no privacy, no curtains, 20 beds.
There's a goddamn baby in there that's screaming all the time. It's the following day where one of the
Two old
guys.
folks just fucking jump off a cliff, is that it?
Yeah. It's like these old people that have basically been running the dinners with their weird little behavior that everyone else copies. Like they go through this dinner ritual where they choreograph the meal by their own actions, and then they get carried off in their chairs to the top of this cliff.
It's very ceremonial.
Yeah, it's yeah, they've got a sense of seeing in this movie. And one of the guys, the American character that is, he knows what this ritual is supposed to be, or at least he hints that he knows what it's supposed to be, and doesn't tell his friends.
Josh?
Yeah, Josh.
Josh is writing his thesis on this festival,
Yeah,
commune, whatever. It sounds to me like they want to be anthropologists, but Josh is the one that's most heavily locked in to these events.
yeah, and he's
Taking
knowledgeable about some of the rituals, and apparently he's knowledgeable about this particular ritual, but doesn't tell people. So it catches them
well,
by surprise.
once the ritual starts, Josh looks pretty shocked himself,
Yeah, it's as if he doesn't expect them to actually do it.
but they do.
Maybe.
Some nice old lady and some nice old man just take a nosedive off a cliff.
Well, well, she takes a nosedive. Well, credit her with the nosedive. She just yeets herself off and face plants this big old rock, gets her head all smashed up, and that's her checked out. She's gone. And we get a great shot of Danny reacting to them jumping as well. Great acting again by Florence Pugh.
Grandpa pulled a Greg Louganis.
Okay, I don't understand that reference.
You've never seen that video? Oh my
No.
god, I have to show that to you after. You're gonna die laughing.
Okay, my
And
point of reference was Frozen from 2010. The guy jumps
oh,
out the ski lift into the snow, and instead of like landing on his back or something, he just tombstones it. That's what the
well,
old guy does here.
when I say Greg Louganis, I don't mean yes.
What do you mean?
What the
What do you mean?
in Frozen, the leg, it's very similar. I was more kidding. Greg Louganis is an Olympic diver,
Okay.
and he jumped and he hit his head on the board on the way
Okay.
down on the diving board.
That's
Like
a silly thing to do, isn't it?
he jumped, he did his little twist flip, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and on the way down, he smacked his head on the diving board hard. And it's only funny because he lived to tell the story.
How many points did he get?
I don't think he even medaled.
Well, probably wouldn't if you do something like that. I have seen a video clip of this big guy slipping as he goes to jump and folding up backwards and then bouncing into the pool. That was
Oh,
a classic. That's going way back.
that scares the hell out of me.
This old guy, his strategy was not good.
We did,
Tombstones this rock.
and then because he doesn't finish the job, two people have to come in with a mallet.
Yeah, it gets a bit Looney Tunes here. Pretty darker.
And yeah, they smack him on the face with it and finish the job.
They do a great job though, smashing up his head.
It's a mercy kill.
Yeah. I
They're
feel like
just
he's
being
gone
good
after the
people.
first whack, but they hit him like 4
That's what
times
she
anyway.
said.
Okay.
I had to. But there's a little bit of like foreshadowing to this scene when Pele explains that there are 4 seasons of life in this commune. And from your birth all the way up until 18 is spring. And the kids don't do much of anything. They live a very carefree life from what he describes. And then 18 to like 30, I want to say 36, 37, 38, I don't remember the exact numbers, is your summer. And that's when you work. It's like when you're quote unquote an adult.
Tell me about it.
And then from 30, I think it's 38. Anyways, I could be wrong by the number, but from your late 30s until 72 is when you become a mentor or like I guess an elder in the group. And then Danny wants to know what happens. I mean, the assumption is that after 72 is your winter, and Danny wants to know what happens then. And Pele doesn't answer.
There's no winner in Sweden. Don't worry about it, Danny.
But everybody exchanges these knowing looks.
We'll get there.
Pele doesn't tell her, but this is what we learn at the
Astatuppen?
Astituppen.
Something like that. Let's go with that. We're probably
That's
butchering it.
probably. Any Swedes, please feel free to correct us. But it's at the Astituppen that we learn that at 72 is when you take this jump off a cliff,
What a way to go out.
thus beginning your winter. And I guess you live out the rest of your afterlife in winter because there's no other stages of life.
It's the
Unless they
jackass
believe in
stage.
rebirth. Somebody asks, I think it's Danny, how they maintain this commune, I guess, pertaining specifically to procreation. And we find out that the oracles are a product of incest and that they do bring in outsiders, carefully selected outsiders to impregnate their members of their community.
Some
And
eugenics going on here, guys.
oh my
Not
God.
sure I like it. It's getting darker.
This dark ass fucking underbelly to the entire group that you would not fucking expect.
I'm not sure if the Oracle kid is too happy, though. He looks like he's had a really bad bee sting. Sort of swollen up. But everyone else is pretty positive.
Well,
The
not
tourists
really.
aren't positive, though, about what's just happened.
I was going to say, right after the Astituppen, there's a couple from the UK. They're not happy.
Represent.
The entire commune is watching these two jump off a cliff like they're watching a cinematic masterpiece. They're completely unbothered. This British couple is just screaming like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Valid.
Do something. Why are you just watching this? Like they're the only ones that are having an appropriate reaction.
This is our Cirque du Soleil. What do you mean?
They're livid and they decide pretty much immediately that they want to leave.
Understandable. We Brits, we don't like trouble. We get the fuck out of there. But yeah, they want to leave. And the cult, they put up a little bit of a fight, but eventually they agree to let them leave. But
do they though?
They put up the impression that they're agreeing to let them leave.
It looks like they're acquiescing, but they're not.
And they tell the girl that her fiancé has left without her, and they give some silly explanation about how they don't have room to take it, both of them at the same time in the car, and they don't violate traffic laws. So she'll just have to wait for the second run to get to the train station with her fiancé.
He left her alone at the commune.
Because that's totally what you would do.
So as not to violate Swedish traffic laws.
I know, right? We just saw a double suicide, but let's not get carried away. Let's not start breaking traffic laws and sitting on each other's laps in the back seat,
But she knows something is wrong.
Yeah, she doesn't buy their bullshit.
And even Danny seems a bit concerned. She goes to inform Christian. Christian just unaffected. He's unaffected by everything. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's not that interested. By this point, he's decided he's going to steal his friend's thesis idea and do it on this commune. So he's more interested in interviewing the cult members than actually being concerned about this other shit that's going on with the other tourists. And of course, he's not concerned about Danny.
I really hate him. There's a whole list of reasons he's a dick, and this is another one.
And Will Poulter's character, I forget his name. Mark's just mad because he slept through the double suicide.
Yes.
He bitches at one of them about.
He's like, I can't believe you didn't wake me up.
I mean, that's a big event to miss.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like that would be me.
Bro, that would have been lit.
But the critical thinking, where is the critical thinking? Where is that okay, we need to get the fuck out of here?
Well, Danny kind of has that, but Pele talks her out of it, essentially.
Yeah, her and Pele have a really nice conversation on what turns out to be her birthday.
And he clocked it.
Pele gives her a very nice portrait drawing that, we're supposed to believe he drew of her. It looks absolutely nothing fucking like her.
Yeah, that is not Florence Pugh that I'm looking at on that sheet of paper. Nice drawing. She seems impressed with it, but it doesn't look like you, Danny.
She's touched by the gesture, while at the same time revealing that Christian has forgotten her birthday and insisting that Pele not tell him. But somebody tells him because Christian comes through in the 11th hour with a really shitty looking piece of cake and a candle on it.
Yeah, and he tries to pretend that he didn't forget, but he did.
The cake doesn't even have icing on it. Like, no, I'm sorry. Birthday cake has icing on it.
Meanwhile, the old people's bodies are being cremated. And after
Yes.
they're cremated, they get put in at the bottom of this sacred tree that the cult has. The ashes just get spread there.
Yes. They spread the ashes around a sacred tree,
An ancestral tree, they call it.
and Mark proceeds to piss on the tree.
Yeah, he just got caught short.
Just
He
whipped
didn't
it
know what
out
it was for.
and starts pissing on the tree. And the elders are not happy.
Yeah, this one guy is really pissed. He's distraught by what he's just seen. This douchebag American just pissing all over his ancestors' ashes. And he wants to go at him, but people hold him back.
It's a pretty good analogy of Americans when they travel.
Americans abroad, yeah.
So Pele explains to Mark what he's done. It's very scandalous.
Mark's just like, I just needed a piss, man. I didn't know.
And this is one of the last scenes that we see Mark. He just vanishes without a word. And his friends don't seem all that concerned.
Yeah. I mean, at least he gets one last meal. They sit down and the old guy that he made mad by pissing on the tree, staring Mark down the entire time that they're sat there with these little pies that actually look quite nice laid out before them, which of course they're having with more cocktails or whatever you want to call them.
This scene is so good because they're talking about this British couple and the boyfriend that left without his girlfriend, who, by the way, the girlfriend is now gone too. Everybody's told that she made it to the train station. Danny mentions that the boyfriend leaving without his girlfriend, she mentions that it's like a douchebag move. And then she mumbles something about how it sounds like something that Christian would do.
Totally.
And I am in full fucking agreement with that statement.
Absolutely.
But Christian is heavily offended.
Yeah.
Cry harder, you little bitch.
And Christian also finds a pube in his pie, which again has been foreshadowed earlier.
How does he know it's a pube?
I guess the thickness, maybe the texture, short and curlies as they call them. Hey, it happens. Well, that's what he
It's
decides
sus.
it is, and we know he's
And
correct.
it is. But why?
But you know who else might be about to get pubic hairs in his mouth?
Who?
Mark, because he gets taken away from the table by this girl, like lures him into the woods, and that's the last we see of Mark. That's him out. But we do find out what happens quite quickly, actually. Do you think they ate the rest of the pie? Because we don't see them eat the rest of it. But
To be fair, that pie looked really good, so I would have finished it.
and if it's only Christian's pie that has pubes in it, whatever.
We don't care.
Like, those pies look kind of nice. I would have given them a go. I would have smashed.
I hope he chokes on a pube hairball.
He gets something much worse. Don't worry about it. But,
He does, but I think it would have been funny if he had died choking on a hairball.
and we do very quickly find out what happened to Mark because Josh decides that he's going to sneak into this building and take a look at this sacred text that the cult has. And
The
while he's
pyramid.
doing that, he gets snuck up on by not Mark, but somebody wearing Mark's face.
Yeah.
So we know now that Mark's dead, and Josh is about to join him because he gets cracked over the head.
Texas Chainsaw moment.
So yeah, Sweden's Bubba strikes again.
I see you, Ari Aster. I see what you're doing.
He's a TCM fan.
100%.
Would you watch Ari Aster's Texas Chainsaw Massacre adaptation?
No, too artsy. Josh is
But
dead.
Mark's dead.
And the next day, the elders, they announce that something has gone missing from their sacred pyramid.
Yeah, and at this point, there's like 2 people left that could have possibly done it that are still there. But of course, Mark and Josh are being scapegoated because they've disappeared.
Christian is a douche from the first act all the way through to the third.
He's got more douchebaggery in him, though.
This moment right here made me want to throw something at my TV. Christian,
Yeah.
He didn't say Josh stole it. He said everything but.
Yeah, he threw him under the bus.
He's a disloyal boyfriend. He's a disloyal friend. He doesn't have an original thought of his own.
Don't worry, Marianne.
Got what
'cause,
he
like,
deserved.
he's going to get something. Whether he deserves it or not, it's debatable, but it's not going to end well for him.
We will wade into that debate.
Because we're
When
in the
we get
home
there.
stretch now. It's dance-off time. And of course, because this commune loves their hallucinogenic drinks and stuff, Danny is given more
Tea.
tea? Is that what they call it? They call it tea? It's certainly something. It's not like any tea that I've ever had.
You don't get a glass. You get a sip.
It's
Like,
fucking lethal.
it's lethal.
This other ritual that the women participate in at this cult, which is to dance around a maypole.
It's the May Queen competition.
The May Queen competition, indeed. She's competing against all these other women, but they're having a good time.
They're dancing.
But it starts getting weird because the alcohol or hallucinogens start hitting her and she's getting all sweaty and big-eyed and confused, as are the others. It's not just her that's taking this shit, all the other women have, so everyone's suffering.
Looks like she's having a good time, dancing, tripping, and ultimately, Danny is crowned the May Queen.
Yeah, she's the last one standing. She beats their ass. Fuck you, hoes. I'm an
Wait.
American. I love when she does win though, and all the other women run up to her like basically doing jazz hands.
So there's two things happening at the same time. She's participating in the May Queen competition,
Christians participating in something else.
while Christian has been approached by a woman explaining that a member of this community, Maya, wants to mate with him. And he's a little bit confused. He is not repulsed by the idea. He has some questions. When you are in a committed relationship with somebody and have been for almost 4 years, the only acceptable answer is hell no, bitch.
Yeah, there shouldn't be questions.
He learns that the pubic hair in his pie was Maya's and that it's some kind
Yes.
of pre-ritual to them mating. I don't quite understand, but apparently to procreate, one must first ingest their mate's pubic hair.
I'm out.
Yeah, me too.
Can't we
Uh,
just have sex? Come on now.
But he's asked to mate with her. She's chosen him, and they find him to be a most suitable candidate.
Why?
I don't know why either. I want to know what the criteria are because yikes.
He gets drawn away from the table because they go for another meal after the May Queen victory, and Danny's there. The flowers in her crown are moving. Even the food on the table is moving.
That might be the tea.
Yeah, it's an effect of the hallucinogens that her and Christian have both been given. He's been given a different one.
Scenes with the hallucinogens, there's some really good camera work.
Absolutely. It's great detail, though. Point is, they both get drawn away. Danny gets taken for a carriage ride. He gets taken for a different kind of ride. They have drugged him for this, and they do tell him. The woman that gives him this drink, which I assume contains that one girl's piss. She does say to him that the concoction is to break down his resistance.
Okay.
So in a
So
way, he gets pre-warned. But
we're going to wade into some controversial territory here. So trigger warning.
he doesn't fully consent to what's about to happen. Although I think he would have done.
There's a
Given
lot
the
of
chance.
debate about this scene. I land somewhere in the middle because I agree that the consent part of this is definitely very muddy. But on the flip side, he is aware of everything that is happening to him. When they give him this drink that is supposed to break down his resistance, they tell him before he drinks it.
Reluctant at first, but he does drink it.
Yeah. But he's fully aware of what is about to happen.
Which he
So
does.
while I don't think that this scene is 100% consensual, I'm not convinced that it's sexual assault. Maybe that's controversial.
I think so. I think it's controversial. Like I said to you, I thought as much as it's not consensual in the end, that he probably would have gone for it
Yeah.
anyway.
I think he would have slept with her anyway.
Because he's a douche. He's a douche that's about to suffer.
So
But not before he has sex with this girl. And she's surrounded by a bunch of other naked women from the cult.
some that are even helping. Well, first there's her mother who bends down
And
and
holds her
grabs
hand and
her hand while she's literally being penetrated.
eye
Then
contact and everything.
right? And then the entire group starts mimicking her moans. And then you have this woman who's quite a bit older that gets behind and starts pushing on his ass.
Yeah, like
It's very weird.
maybe I would need some drugs in this situation to get me through this. There's a lot of weirdness going on. A lot of stuff that could take you out if you're not fully focused and locked in. And he does take like a look back at this old woman when she grabs his ass, as if to say, "What the fuck?"
But he still manages to finish.
And Maya just gets his attention back. Yeah, I guess the chant helped in a way.
While he is in the midst of this, Danny is on her way with this group of women to her next activity, but she hears all the women moaning. because they're all mimicking Maya's moans. At first, she kind of tries to shrug it off.
Yeah, she knows what's happening before she sees.
She sees, and she runs away having a panic attack. Just moments before
We get
Christian finishes.
we get one of those famous scenes from the movie where she's having a screaming match with all the other girls. They start imitating her.
This group likes to mimic people's noises, but yeah,
Feeding
it
off
does
it.
seem to calm her to a certain degree.
But Christian's not calm. He finishes, and usually this is when guys feel most relaxed, but he sort of snaps out of it at the moment that he comes and looks around. He's like, what the fuck? Leaves the hut that he's in.
Completely naked.
Yep. We see
Some serious wang doodle in this movie.
full penis.
I love it. We see full
flopping
bush.
around. And he gets like a sort of like a slasher movie scene where he's just stumbling around discovering bodies. You see somebody's leg.
He sees Josh's
In a
leg
flower
in a
patch.
flower bed.
Which is not how legs are grown, by the way.
Everybody knows they grow on trees.
So he's freaked out, he sort of goes towards another barn or shack, whatever you want to call it. He finds Simon, one of the other tourists that was supposed to have left.
He's the one that left his girlfriend, except he never left.
No, he didn't. He's been butterflied.
Yep.
And-
And that's when one of the elders appears and just blows a handful of powder into Christian's face, and he's out. Night night.
It's time for the grand finale, the end of the festivities, where we learn that this has all been building to this final ritual where they need 9 sacrifices. And they've already got a bunch. They've already claimed the tourists, of course. And this one elder, he announces that they have 2 volunteers. One is the guy that brought the British people,
Ingmar.
Ingmar, and the other is just some other guy from the cult.
So this festival happens every 90 years.
Oh yeah, nobody ever sees it twice because they yeet themselves off a cliff at 72. So it's a rare event.
They need 9 sacrifices.
They need one more. Need one more. And who gets to choose that?
Our fabulous fucking May Queen is given a choice.
In her flower dress and flower crown. She's paralyzed.
She looks so
she's still
good.
drugged. She does look good. But
Is she paralyzed? I mean, drugged, yes, but
she's certainly... Well, no, she's not really paralyzed because she moves around during the finale, but she's certainly drugged, and so is Josh. He is paralyzed. I say Josh, I mean, so is Christian. Don't know why I called him Josh.
for the 9th sacrifice, she can choose either Christian or some random person in this community.
Yeah, some guy like gets his name drawn by like
Yeah, it's like a lottery. Or what's the opposite of a lottery? Because with a lottery, you win something. This is not a win.
No, but he gets the nomination though, and he comes forward, and it's up to Danny to choose between this guy she doesn't know or a douchebag boyfriend.
Danny makes the right choice.
Yeah, she tearfully chooses him. Would you choose him?
Yes. But here's the thing. He has done some of the worst things to Danny. You lose a little bit of respect for Danny because you wonder why she hasn't ended things.
But you think she makes the right choice in the end?
Right, the right choice and the understandable choice. She's just seen him banging somebody else and they're telling her to make this decision. To say emotions are running high would be an understatement.
It's sort of like you said earlier, they certainly do manipulate the situations to get the outcome that they want. And they have manipulated her into making this decision, I think.
I think so too.
But that's it for Christian. He's got a spectacular death awaiting for him.
Spectacular is a good word because it's a spectacle. All of these sacrifices are put into the sacred yellow pyramid. Christian is put into a disemboweled bear, which I think is funny. That's like just that's
It's
so
a crazy visual.
it's theatrical.
Looking all paralyzed and confused, just sat there inside this bear skin in the middle of this room.
These people love a little bit of pageantry.
That's great. And like he's conscious throughout all of this. He's
Oh,
conscious while he's being put in the bear.
He's awake. He's
conscious
blinking.
while
He's
sat
looking
there.
around.
It's like, what are we doing?
No, but I guess he can't talk.
No, you can't do anything. He's just taking it all in. You're not going to write that thesis, bro.
He burns to death while he is, as you said, wide awake because they set this little shack on fire. They stack it full of fucking hay and they just light it up.
Just light it up. And the one sacrifice, like they give them something before they set them on fire that I guess is supposed to like maybe numb the pain or make them less aware of what's happening.
Then why is that one dude screaming?
But it doesn't seem to have any effect because like he's looking at the other guy like really peacefully for a minute there, and then he catches fire and he starts screaming his fucking lungs out.
Yeah, he volunteered, so he's an idiot.
Yeah, I wouldn't volunteer for that. Anyway, Danny watches the yellow pyramid thingy burn up, collapse, and her face is.
It's a very neutral stare, no emotion.
But as it collapses, she starts to feel better about what's happening. Starts smiling. Either that or she's just completely snapped at this point, which is also a possibility. But she's put through the ringer in this movie.
Yeah.
That's the ending. She smiles as her bird boyfriend burns.
So do they let her go? Does she get to go home?
I would assume that she is fully brainwashed at this point and just becomes part of the cult.
That's what I was thinking.
Lives there until she's 72 and throws herself off a cliff. Yeah, they're certainly not going to let her go. She's trapped there with them, which is why it's not really a good for her movie like some people try and portray it. Like, you're stuck in a cult, you're fucked. Maybe they'll just skip ahead and just throw her off a cliff before she's 72. Maybe they've got another ritual for her.
I don't think it's a good for her movie. It's mainly folk horror, but there's so much focus on Danny's mental health, so we get a psychological aspect to it.
Yeah, that's the through line of the movie, really. And Florence Pugh does an amazing job. Great performance in this. There's not really any bad performances, really. Everyone's good.
Florence Pugh never disappoints me. I feel bad because she has gone on record saying that this shoot was brutal for her. Understandably so.
Yeah, she's acting out some heavy stuff, so you could see how it would affect her. And she's acting hard.
Yeah, I just want to give her a hug hearing that. She said she had a tough time with this, but the end result is just it's perfect. She gives an amazing performance. I'm not a huge Ari Aster fan. His movies don't hit for me. And this is the exception.
I've seen this in Hereditary, and I like both of them. I haven't checked out the other ones that he's done. They haven't really interested me.
It's not really my vibe.
I would put Hereditary and Midsommar on the same level, really. Both very intense psychological horror movies with some good gore as well for an end. So there's a little bit of everything in them.
I've watched Hereditary, but for some weird reason, I didn't
You didn't.
log it.
You and your letterbox.
And
It's terrible.
It's not my first time watching Midsommar either, and I don't have that logged.
What kind of letterboxer are you?
Well, I told you I've fallen off quite a bit. My resolution this year is to get better with it, so I'm going to do that.
Like Midsommar.
But this is not a good for her movie,
But
but
it is a good movie.
good for Florence Pugh. I love the movie.
But we can certainly say fuck Christian.
Fuck Christian, and we love Danny.
Yeah,
5 stars for me.
And hopefully it does work out for her in that cult.
I mean,
it's the best you can hope
she's
for.
a queen. She's May Queen.
This is where I showed myself to be the difficult one again, because for me, I gave it 4 stars.
That's okay.
It's a very long movie. It's never boring or anything. It's very well done. 4 stars for Midsommar, but that's still a great rating for me.
Midsommar surprised me because
Yeah.
folk horror is not high on my list of favorite subgenres. It's not on my list of favorite subgenres at all.
Of course, yeah. Like there's a few that I like, but this is probably the best one.
I went in thinking, not sure how I'm going to feel about this. Florence Pugh's movies, they never miss for me personally.
There's a couple of older ones that aren't that great, but everyone's got to start somewhere. She's a great actress.
She elevates everything.
Maybe that's the big takeaway from the episode. Florence Pugh supremacy or something like that.
Allan Key supremacy.
Allan Key supremacy, okay.
Bliss.
IKEA supremacy.
Strunzu. My house is full of so much fucking IKEA furniture. It's not even funny.
It's the real reason you love Midsommar.
I would have loved to have seen like, a little sneaky bookshelf in there. They don't seem to have TVs in this community. I think I'd fucking kill myself. No movies ever again.
No movies and no TV make Marianne something.
No Jason make Marianne something. I would never be able to watch a Friday the 13th movie ever again. Oh my God, kill me now.
Friday the 13th upcoming. 2 months in a row, let's go.
2 Friday the 13th coming up, 1 in February, 1 in March. And we do, if I'm not mistaken, get a 3rd one later this year, possibly November.
Yeah, sounds about right. This is going to be your year.
It's Jason's year. It's a very exciting year to be a Friday the 13th fan. Plus, we're getting the Crystal Lake TV show, which is dropping. I'm not sure when, but very excited for that. We're getting a new video game if everything stays on schedule and they don't GTA 6 the fuck out of it. And I know we won't get a movie this year, but I'm hoping at least an announcement, something. But we're going to be predictable and we're going to definitely capitalize on every single Friday the 13th this year.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some Friday stuff. No question.
I'm going to drop a little hint. Next month, to celebrate Friday the 13th and also Valentine's Day, because 2 days are back to back, we will be discussing the most romantic of the Friday the 13th movies.
Hell yes. Sounds good to me.
Let us know what you think it is, which
And-
one it is, and you'll have to wait until mid-February to find out if you're right.
Mid-February, not Midsommar.
Today was Midsommar.
But if you haven't watched Midsommar, definitely check it out. We both recommend it. You'll probably like it.
Hell yeah.
And if you've listened to this whole episode, you probably like this too. So why not hit like? Why not hit subscribe? Do us a favor. Make us feel better about ourselves. We appreciate it when you do.
We do, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Damn right we will.